So let's skip to like
So
four.
laning starts
Yeah,
here.
skip all the way to lane. Skip all the way to lane, and then let's
We got laning. We got Scuttle getting
yeah,
ready.
hover the cat. Let me see. Okay, okay. Well, these few ganks definitely were a little sketch. So like, let's
Ganks
start.
were meh.
Yeah, like
But
let's see how some of them played out real quick,
yeah, so she went straight for a gank.
right?
I probably
E
could have jumped by then
yeah, you,
there,
you
but
definitely should have just E'd right away there. I get the stun. I get the stun, but this is fine.
the
All right.
flash is fine. Cool. We're done with
All
that.
right. Now
We
what
get
happens
Scuttle.
now? Let's skip a little bit because this is like all good and stuff. Yep. Okay, and then she goes for another one, right? After
Yeah,
this.
she comes back again for.
And this is why actually you should pause here. You should pause here for a minute. Let's back up for a minute. Let me see. Rewind.
So she takes Scuttle. She's thinking about pathing, but then she changes her mind and comes back again.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, let's continue from here.
And we
So
already knew Wukong was topside. We saw him on the map earlier.
yeah, Nivea's push slightly pushing here. And I think at this point, like with the wave state is right now, I mean,
Like this is gonna push into me. I can
yeah,
just play
but
it slow.
but it's too slow, you know what I'm saying? Like the wave is a little too slow and she has a lot of protection on those minions. So if you back away for a few seconds, let me see how you treated the wave after that first gank. Yeah, yeah, just rewind for a few. I just want to see the wave.
Right here,
More?
or
More?
a little bit more.
Yeah, more. Let me see. So right there. Press play. Yeah, press play. What'd you do here? You like oh yeah, yeah, you just queue those
So this is
minions,
gonna be
right?
pushing into her.
Right.
So I'm trying to get it to crash so it can come back. Is the idea?
Yeah. What happened here? Okay, okay, you can fast forward. I thought something different. So yeah, this was really good. All right, let's keep fast forwarding.
Oh yeah, this was the misplay.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So let's back up here. Let's back up here. Let's see your abilities too. If you click on your icon on Katarina, yeah, yeah, we could pull up those. All right, let's see. Let's check it. So here, Sejuani is just
So
hovering.
normally I'm super comfortable with like using my
Yeah,
E farming, especially early game.
right. But the
This,
pro, yeah, it's just the thing is like your positioning, right? Like you're all in shadow, right? Like if you think about it, right? This could have
yeah,
been an easy
that's
gank
true.
right here for sure. That's why I never use like even if it's to miss one CS, right? Like I wouldn't risk it. Once you get to the higher elos, right? Like it's just they take a lot of advantage on that, right? But this Wukong misplayed so hard, so it still worked out. But either way, that was scary, right? I'd be scared to E like that, right? Wouldn't you? Like in the shadows like that, with no vision on top side.
It's like
Just things to think about, right?
no, yeah, and I agree. What tells me from that is like, okay, Wukong just he overstayed longer than he should have for a gank here. Okay, so she did get egg, and I didn't see this had I just actually followed up with it.
Yeah. So here, you probably could have E'd back in here. Well, let's see. Let's see. She goes for it, and then I would have E'd here, right? And then
Yeah, E, we should be closer. We have Q coming up.
yeah, I'm pretty sure this was a kill for sure.
Yeah,
You
how'd I
went with the
just
egg,
keep walking up?
but I get it. Like you're trying to avoid, but a little
In
too
my
far.
head, yeah, no, in my head, this is the issue with a locked camera player.
Yeah, I
Um,
noticed that. Yeah,
I play locked 90% of the time. It's like when I go for roams or checking map is when I'm checking, but like something small like this,
it makes a huge difference,
I could
right?
easily already be like right here, for
Yeah,
example, E, auto, Q, auto, all that stuff,
I know
and it's a
I
kill.
understand like you're very used to lock probably because you've been on that for like a long time, but this is like things like this, and again, especially when you get to higher elos, like little things like that are really gonna start to matter. You know, um, I mean, for all by all means, you could still play lock. Like I won't bash you in on that, but I'm just letting you know that it will make a difference once you start climbing higher and higher. Oh well, that one. Wait, that one I actually want to go over too. That Blitzcrank
That
one.
little dragon
Yeah,
finasco.
yeah, that one was interesting. So this one, Let's see how you play this one out. Right? You see all of them on drag. So you know Blitzcrank is gonna go for a hook, right? You definitely could have if you set up a W here. Well, I mean, I don't know if it would make a difference, but you know, just like thinking about those kind of things
Okay.
would
Yeah, yeah.
definitely like elevate your gameplay by a lot. Like that's sort of knowing what other players are gonna exactly do. And let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate she got the egg, but had you, let me see, you picked up your W. So in this situation, right? If you set up the W, you E, you
Right
Alt,
there, it would have been like,
your E
you know,
cooldown would have
seconds
been
sooner.
yeah a second sooner, and you probably would not have died. Maybe Tryndamere would have chased you, but Vigar was right next to you too. So definitely just things. I mean, I know it's a micro mistake. Like this could be fixed easily, but um, part of this is also knowing like what your teammates are also gonna do, and like try to like think like them, right? Try to, and this is sort of like the synergy that you want that'll help you like climb a lot easier. Is being able to like preemptively like know what their plan is too and be on the same page, right?
Right.
So
I think
that helped a
I
lot
agree,
in my
and I agree
gameplay.
with the micro decisioning right there. All right, so I'm guessing this is it because Lulu. I don't think we actually ended up fighting this or anything. We just ended up leaving.
What happens? No, I think it was after this. So right, so
Oh,
your
right
camera's
at this
locked
part.
center. Let's see what was going on in that fight, right? So and the reason why I really think like you should try to keep your camera unlocked is so that the thing is like you get to see what abilities people are using during the fight, right?
Yeah, abilities, summoners,
And by seeing that, you can like
better
sort
decisions.
of yeah, you can make way better decisions that way, right? So I mean,
Oh,
this
so
was
if it
good and
kept
all, but
going.
had the fight gone like south, like had it gone bad, you wouldn't know, right? Like you wouldn't really know if you know,
Like, had I just been hovering right here
yeah,
initially, I think that would have been the better decision if I was
if you
already
hovered,
right up here.
yeah, like I see you're here, and it just kind of looked weird, it just looked weird to me. And then, I mean, I get you were staying there, which is, like, but yeah, it just, you see what I mean though, right? Like,
Yeah,
and especially when you're roaming by, so like you roam by and you pan your camera bot, right? Because I think that's what you said, right? When you roam,
yeah, I'll
you
like,
pan your camera bot side.
yeah, yeah, when I'm roaming, or if I'm about to go make a decision off of like a roam or where I see players, like that's when I start like panning out
Right,
free cam and everything. And
right.
so far it's kind of like a 80% lock, 20% free cam or 90-10, whichever. Um, that's really it. I
Yeah,
guess the hard parts are like making better decisions early game to be like, this is an exaggeration, but like 10-0, by like 10 minutes.
I think the most important thing for you is like sort of um knowing what the team is about to do, or like I mean you kind of did like most of the game anyway, and this was also an easy game, so it's a little bit harder to really say anything from this, but there were definitely situations where it looked awkward for you, a little bit. And also being able to save that E, right? Because in laning phase when you're Eing for that 1 minion CS, and like I've seen so many of my students do this, and I think it's a mistake. Like you should always save your E, especially in laning phase for as a backup, unless you're sure, right? Like if you track the jungler and he's nowhere near your lane, then I would allow it. But like Eing and having no escape, especially if your enemy laner knows that, they take advantage of that, right?
I think this
And
was
it
just
makes
me
you
being
super
honestly
exposed.
forgetful.
Yeah. There's
Like I had,
little things
and
like
because of
this.
that, like I had to play funky because of that.
Yeah. So yeah, for in the when you get into your games, like think about that for sure. And lastly, like control wars. Like I know you said you're not a big fan of it. What was your question on it? You were about to ask about that, right? In
I
terms of
think it was
control
more
war.
of I'm trying to control my gold income and just go straight into the items that I
Mhm.
can do because I know how like handicap cat
Right.
can be pretty much.
I do agree with that. I do think like um
Like if the tracking is there, if the rotations are good enough, if the pings are good enough, maybe they aren't.
I'd say it's definitely best to buy it after you get like a huge component or complete an item because like
Okay,
those
I agree. Yeah, after completion of an item.
yeah, and it's just like it just makes a huge I mean like right? I mean imagine if you ran sweeper and like I just said this to my last student. Like he was running sweeper, he didn't have a control word and like they flashed over a wall and they were hidden in shadow and he couldn't reach them, right? And part
Yeah,
of that, like, is it would have made a huge difference if he placed a control ward over the wall, and like he would have gotten to him, right? So like things like that, right, are really valuable on Katarina when you're trying to catch somebody and they flash over a wall in that moment, right?
I
Um,
noticed something when lurking on your page is like you prefer a lot of traditional hat. It looks like you like to spam electrocute and assassin playstyle.
well, I've been messing around like a lot. I mean, recently I've been doing like first strike. I mix it up a bunch, honestly. I'm just testing a bunch of stuff out. Like on my Smurf account, definitely. Like I'm doing a lot of Sunfire on my Smurf account, but on my main, I go to traditional, like electrocute or maybe first strike. Yeah, I'm still a little like I'm still discovering or not discovering rather. I'm still trying to test a lot of things out, but it's been working for me so far. I mix it up a lot though, and like I used to run relentless like last week, and now I'm just thinking maybe the extra gold from treasure hunter is probably more worth it. You know, now I'm thinking about it. First
Yeah,
strike treasure hunter combination is like insane value, and you could get a stopwatch or boots of your choice in that rune page. You just like you save so much gold, and especially it's so
you
good,
do.
especially if you're behind, right? If you're behind, you know, or if you're behind, at least like a stopwatch or boots. I don't know. You're kind of it's like a little forgiving.